everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm bringing you my first impressions of the Pumpkin Hollow Mystery Series by Kathleen Suzette. The first book in this series is Candy Coated Murder. This was October's Book One Cozies Club selection. It was available on Kindle Unlimited, and it is the shortest selection we've had in the history of Book One Cozies Club. If you didn't know what Book One Cozies Club is, it is my book club where we read first in a series cozy mysteries. And so I did do a chapter by chapter on this one. It is the shortest chapter by chapter we've had, considering the length of this book. If you're interested in hearing my spoilery thoughts as I read through this book, definitely check out the playlist down in the description box below. But in this video, I'm just going to give you my general unspoilery thoughts in case you might be interested in reading this one. So this one follows our main character, Mia, who has come home after about 10 years. She's been a professional student and just is uninspired with the degrees that she has gotten. So she has now moved home. She's working in her family's candy shop. It was started by her grandparents, passed down to her parents, and so her parents are running this candy shop. And so she's helping out right now since she doesn't really have any prospects for jobs or anything like that. The town where this story takes place in is called Pumpkin Hollow, and it's a place where they really go all in during the Halloween season, which for them is more than just October. So they bring in tourists throughout September and October with festivities and Halloween themed baked goods, Halloween themed contests, and things of that nature. Unfortunately, right now, the people of the town are divided as to whether or not they should keep having these festivities every year, because it does cost the town a lot of money, and with new things having to be purchased as far as decorations and things like that goes, and the fact that the tourism to their town has been dwindling year by year, a lot of people just want to do away with it. One of those people just happens to be the person that lives next door to Mia's parents, and one day after coming home from working at the candy store, Mia notices that the neighbor has some Halloween decorations on the exterior of her house, which is unusual because she's so against this decorating for Halloween and everything like that. So Mia just goes over to take a look and figures out that it isn't a Halloween decoration, but it's her neighbor disguised as a Halloween decoration, and she is dead. So now, on top of trying to figure out what she's doing with her life, working at the candy store, fighting against the town about keeping the festivities alive in Pumpkin Hollow, she also needs to find out who murdered her neighbor and why. So I don't normally read, I guess you would call this a novella, or maybe a short story. This one comes in at about 133 pages on Kindle, which I did read a Kindle version because it was part of Kindle Unlimited. So I used my Kindle Unlimited subscription for this one, which was great because I really need to use my subscription a lot more often than I have been. But I just really enjoyed this one. There were definitely things that bothered me about it, such as the fact that Mia seems to be very judgmental about people. She's just moved home after 10 years. She meets some people that she knew in high school and still has a nasty impression of them because of things they did when they were teenagers. But, slowly as the story goes on, she gets to know them better than she did in high school, and so that was fine. But like I said, she's very judgmental. So there are people in this town that want to do away with these Halloween festivities. And so when she sees people in the town not dressing up to kind of bring the festive feeling to the town during their most festive season, and not putting out Halloween decorations, and not giving Halloween bags with their merchandise and the things that they're selling, she kind of gets really mad in her head and says stuff like, I wish she would have used a Halloween bag instead, or I wish she would have dressed up as in a costume. And I just didn't really like how she was saying things like that about people. There was also something about a middle-aged woman who wore too much makeup, and I'm like, why do you need to say stuff like that? On the other hand, there were definite things I did enjoy, such as the fact that she was so passionate about helping the people in her town that were of the same mind as her to try to keep the Halloween festivities alive. She uses one of her degrees to try to help bring tourists to their town, make more advertising. And yeah, there was just something about this one that I really, really enjoyed. The beginning of this book was really, really fast reading for me. It's probably the fastest I've ever read about 50 pages in a very, very long time. The middle section was a bit slower for me, but the ending, I thought, wrapped it up really well. There were some things that obviously were things that weren't covered that I thought would have been, or at least touched on, but because of the length of this story, weren't. And while I don't feel like anything like that was necessary for this story, I thought with the length of this book that the author did a really good job about putting the story together, make sure it had a clear beginning and an ending, and we got a lot of backstory within that as well. And so I'm really looking forward to continuing this one. My mom actually also read this one with me, since it was a Kindle Unlimited read, and she really enjoyed it as well. In fact, she went ahead and borrowed the box set, which all of the books in the Pumpkin Hollow series are available on Kindle Unlimited in case you are interested. There are 21 of them. I didn't realize the series was so long, but there are 21 of them. The first 5 of them are in a box set that is also available to borrow from Kindle Unlimited, and that's what we have borrowed. So my mom is off to the races, reading the next installment of that one already. And in case you're looking for a Christmas cozy to read, the 6th volume in this series is their Christmas installment. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to get to that installment by December, plus the fact that I have a lot of Christmas cozies going on in the month of December, such as our continuing read of the Year-Round Christmas Mystery Series by Vicki Delaney. So we'll be reading the 5th volume of that. We'll be reading the 3rd volume of the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery Series by Jacqueline Frost. We'll also be reading the 2nd volume of the Caterer's Guide to Crime Mystery Series by Jessica Thompson. So those will all be Book One Cozies Club bonus books. So in case you're interested in reading any of those along with me, I would love it if you would. There will also be our normal first in a series cozy, which I haven't decided what that will be yet, but keep an eye open for that. In any case, like I said, really enjoyed this one. We'll be continuing. And before I let you go, I want to let you know what November's Book One Cozies Club selection will be, and that will be Guidebook to Murder, the first book in the Tourist Trap Mystery Series by Lynn Cahoon. I have not read any of Lynn Cahoon's books yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. This one is available to me on Hoopla, so if you have access to Hoopla through your library, definitely check to see if it's available for you. So let me know down in the comments below if you have read Candy Coated Murder and what you thought of it, or if you're planning on reading it now that you know a little bit more about it. If you have made it to this point of the video, if you could leave me a jack-o'-lantern emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!